Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Ghetto Rig podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. To my left, we have my co-host Jay. Behind the cameras, controlling all the buttons and good stuff, Miggy. Thank you guys for joining us after a week of being away. Your boy
Put
was
the camera on you. It looks like you got a perm going right there. No hat, nothing, bro.
That's what happens when I actually do my hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, after a week of us being gone, I was out of the country, went on a little vacation. We'll talk about that. It was, not much really to talk about. But, shout out to our official sponsors, UFC Gym Largo and Pinellas Park. Pinellas Park will be open soon, guys. I think maybe just another month or so. What is it? What are we looking like? What is that looking like, Jay?
I don't want to say
give me,
it, but
give me an update. Give me an update. I want to know. I'm ready to fucking train jiu-jitsu, bro.
Let's just say
It's close or not close?
yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Very, very close.
Say something.
It's very close. I don't want to give out the date, but that 1 month thing you just said
Sounds
is
about right.
pretty damn accurate.
Okay, all right, that's
you
good.
know, I'm just saying people might be even more like they might be even surprised. Let's just put it that way.
I think it was you, right, Miguel? You asked me the other day, like, are you planning on going to jiu-jitsu, right? Once it starts up.
Thinking about it for
Yeah,
a
bro.
while. It's been on my head. My fat ass
So,
has been sitting at
bro.
home, and all I can think about is food.
Yeah, so we'll be getting another black belt, 2-strap black belt jiu-jitsu guy that's been under Yuri's several camps with Yuri, like a super knowledgeable, extremely strong, like a competitor.
Yeah.
So he's going to be teaching a couple of classes and stuff like that, but he's primarily coming down here to go to compete. So he's like a competing black belt actually. So you're going to get a quality. For sure, quality.
And shout out to Vitality Wellness Centers down in 4th Street and Park Street here in Pinellas County. Check those things out, guys. Recovery, working out, like we were just talking about, it's important. So
yeah, especially if you're doing jiu-jitsu. You work.
So I just came back on Sunday from the Dominican Republic. I was in Punta Cana, or Bávaro to be more
Sunday
exact.
Or Saturday? Saturday.
We got back Saturday. We got back Saturday. We left last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had a great hotel experience.
Yeah. The hotel was superior. I mean, if you want to see,
The hotel was sensational.
Yeah.
Not.
yeah. Yeet. So you can go to if you go to their Google, you'll see some of our reviews on there, bud.
Y'all put reviews in already?
Emily wrote a review. Your brother wrote a review. Fuck that. You know why? Because apparently I didn't have this experience, and I don't think anybody else in my group did. But a big thing that hotel does is, like, for you to participate in certain things, they force you to write a review. One of the reviews I saw was like, okay, so now that I've finished my stay, I'm going to write my own official review. When I wanted to do karaoke, the coworker forced me to give them my phone and write their own review and everything, and just had me basically submit it. And if you go onto their Google, Miguel, you'll see that a lot of the reviews are exactly the same. They don't change whatsoever. So it's really weird.
What's
you
the
can
name of
tell.
the place?
We're gonna fucking blast them. Majestic Elegance. One second. I usually don't do this with that. Hello, I'm on the podcast. Yes.
No, go.
Arthur can do it when he gets
Go
here.
back. Go to actual Google reviews. And then hit newest.
Yeah. On the top right there you go. There should be a thing. Yeah. Where
No, most helpful right there.
Yeah. Hit most recent. Scroll down. Emily did hers today.
See, it's the same review.
Yeah.
You see those same reviews?
Yep. Damn, they get reviews often. 15 hours ago, 20 hours ago. Emily didn't do hers that long ago.
Beware of front desk scams and fake reviews.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty accurate. We came here for a wedding, booked for travel agent, Elegance Club, adult side, and paid in full. When we were checking in, man, at the front desk told us we were on the kids side, and for $450 we could upgrade to the Elegance Club. That's bullshit. We didn't pay anything extra. That is a scam.
The AC did not work. The jacuzzi didn't have hot water, so we couldn't use it.
Oh yeah, one of the nights
the fan fell out.
when one of the nights we were there, no hot water. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my
Experience or
review.
whatever.
Yeah, my experience. We get there on Sunday, right? And we got there pretty early, like before we could even technically check in. But we started doing check-ins, and some people were waiting for their rooms to be ready. Some people had their rooms ready before. Blah blah blah. Right? We get to our room, and I think it was between 2 and 5 o'clock, somewhere in that time period, is when Emily texted our butler, right? Because we were in the 18 plus area, so they gave us like a 24/7 butler. We texted him, hey, our AC in our room doesn't feel like it's gonna like really getting cold. Like it's blowing, but like you put up your hand to the vent.
It's warm air.
And the vent's like this wide, and only cold air was like coming out of like this much of the section. Like the other side, you can literally put your hand and you don't feel nothing. Like absolutely nothing coming out. And the side that was coming out, it was like really slow, right? They're like, okay, we're gonna send someone out there to go fix it. When they went to send someone to fix it, I wasn't in the room. Only Emily was. And when the guy came in, he kind of just put his hand up to the side that worked. And was like, oh, it feels cold. It was cold. The air that's coming out was cold, but it was like barely blowing. Oh, it feels cold. And Emily like didn't know what to say. She kind of got like a little nervous, like within the sense of like trying to contradict the guy, right? And yeah, there's Emily's review. Anyways, so the guy leaves and nothing, right? So she texted Butler again, like, hey, someone came, was like, oh, this is fine, and left, like, can we get someone to come in and fix this? When the guy comes in to fix it, I come in as he's at the end of that second dude. And mind you, this is already 9 o'clock at night now, right? I go in, I think it was like after dinner when we got there, and he was still there. He's like, oh, I just cleaned the vents, like, it should be blowing, like, air, like, harder now, this and that. He's like, it might take a little while since the AC's been off, for it to like get cold again, this and that. So we're like, okay, we'll wait and we'll see how it feels. Still horrible.
Yeah.
And given when that guy went, he left a fucking mess in my room. Like screws scattered all over the floor. Like I was finding screws still the next day, right? And then like the where the tile is right under the vent where he opened it up, just full of dust and like pieces of drywall. Like it was dirty. He left the fucking room dirty. And then when we go back to the room after dinner, or I think we went out that night or whatever, and we're like, yo, this room is still not like getting cold. Like, what the fuck? Our butler had told us like, hey, after the second guy goes, if they can't fix it, like we'll change you to a new room. So when we go to like, yo, change us to a new room. Oh, it's too late now. We'll have to wait till tomorrow to change rooms. It's like, bro, what the fuck? They changed us rooms the next day to a room that the AC was basically the same shit. It wasn't much better.
I almost wonder whether they're like doing that, like they're actually messing with the AC to conserve energy.
I don't think so, because some of the rooms were really fine. Like Emily's mom's room, bro, that bitch was cold. You were standing outside the door and to her front door, and you could feel the fucking air blowing out underneath the door. And her brother's room was pretty good, I think, too. I think we had a theory that all the rooms that were on the base floor, like on the first floor, were good. No. It was all the ones on the top floors. Like, cause
maybe AC wasn't pushing enough. Like
every room had a separate AC. That's the thing, though.
Well, that's what.
I don't know what it was, but like, cause Emily's cousin Shayla, she had a room on the fourth floor, and I think she was saying the same thing about her room that wasn't like blowing that well. So they finally put us in that room.
Were the AC units on the floor or on the roof?
On the roof.
They were on the roof?
In the roof.
That's weird because that's closer.
In the
like,
ceiling, yeah. It was weird. Anyways, they put us in that room. It's still not blowing.
What I'm saying, like the thing that spins, was it on a grounds, on the floor, or they were on top of the roof?
It was all into the ceiling.
No, the unit that blows the air, yes. But you know how there's the outside unit?
Oh, I don't know where the hell it was.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably on the roof of the building, to be honest. Like, that's how they would have to do it. Or I didn't see anything. There was no units on the outside, like on the ground anywhere. So I'm assuming they were on the roof. Yeah. Anyways, they switched us to that room. It still wasn't blowing that much, but it was better. It was definitely better. I mean, I've never sweat. I've never woken up and been that drenched. Like, I'm talking about, it was something that made me feel like
you couldn't open the fucking windows because it was hot as shit.
Oh, and there was no windows to open, only like the sliding door to the balcony, and it's like cruises where when you have the doors open, the AC shuts off. And it was hot as balls outside. It wasn't gonna be any better.
Help,
yeah. Anyways, then the second to last day, so we have 2 nights left in the resort. They call us up, me and Rodolfo. hey guys, we have a free upgrade for you guys available. We want to put you guys in the best room we have. It was the best room they had. It was like fucking insane. This big ass room that had like 3 separate areas. It had 2 bathrooms. Bathroom in the in the room, and then in the front.
Family suite or whatever.
Yeah, it had a bathroom in the front. It was a half bathroom, but it was still a bathroom. Fucking walk-in closet. The balcony was like the size of this room, like huge. Like it was actually bigger. It was really wide. The balcony had a jacuzzi on it and inside. Like it was a really nice room. They fucking bamboozled with us that shit too. So we, the night we changed, me and Rodolfo changed at the same time. Like the maletero, the butler that came to get all of our stuff and help us move over, he moved us both at the same time. So he picks us up. Then we go to Rodolfo's room. We pick them up and all their shit. We move over to a separate building where those nice rooms are. And I was on the third. I was on the third. Rodolfo was on the second. So we dropped off Rodolfo's stuff first, and we drop off his stuff, and we take a look at the room. Like, damn, this is a badass fucking room. It was really nice. AC worked good. It had 2 separate ACs.
Yeah.
It had one for the front part and one for the bedroom.
Yeah.
Then they take us to ours. It's the same room, bro. When we walked in, it smelled like fucking dead rat.
Jesus.
Yeah. Then it comes to find out that it's just the AC in the bedroom that is causing that smell.
Yeah, sometimes that'll happen with our cars. That'll happen in Florida when it gets humid. What happens? The mold starts growing there, and mold like smells like urine and like dead rats.
It smelled like it was a mixture between like that between something being dead or like a really humid smell.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
what it was.
Because the mold grows in that. So what they have to do, they have to spray it with a special spray to kill that mold.
To clean out the evaporator and all that shit.
Evaporator,
you,
exactly.
Because, you would have smelled that same odor if you would have stayed at the office. I don't know if you're aware, but I don't know exactly what happened. I think it was the AC. It started leaking, and there was water all over the order room, and it just smelled awful, dude. I walked in, I was like, it smells like shit in here. And I kept thinking it was somebody in the fucking office.
No, that's literally It's the mildew. It's the mildew that grows in the mold.
Yeah.
Makes it smell
So
like
we called and complained. We're like, yo, look, we appreciate this nice ass room, but it smells like fucking something died in the AC in the bedroom. And we could tell that it was a bedroom because we closed the doors, and in the front part it smelled fine. And then I stood on top of the bed and like put my head next to where the AC was coming out. I was like, oh, it's coming from that. Like 100% it's coming from there. They came in that night and they sprayed like this really strong like aroma. Like I'm talking about, it was so strong my nose didn't get used to it. Like while I was falling asleep that night after being in the room 2 hours, I'm still smelling it. Like really, really strong. But it covered up the smell. But like those next 2 days, as it went on, like it would slowly go away, and the other smell would start to like peek through. Dude, I was so fucking pissed, man. So that was the room situation, right? That's why the room thing really sucked. I mean, the rooms had shitty AC and they smelled like dog shit, which you can find all in the Google reviews. Like people have had this same experience.
Go to the worst reviews, not recent, but like actually the worst ones, and then I'll give you by date.
So we go. Yeah, look how good that line looks, like the big ass 5-star line and the little ass 1-star. But
there you go.
Food, horrible. We all everyone was sick like the entire trip. Like everyone had a messed up stomach. I mean, I wasn't like I couldn't drink into the night because I would just start feeling like shit. Like it was really bad. We went to the sea. It's literally called C&C place. It's a fucking seafood place that they have, and they served us a raw lobster, which can carry like parasites and food poisoning and everything inside of it. I mean, like I remember eating the first piece, like grabbing it and putting it in my mouth and like being like, damn, this is like extra soft. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, this is good lobster. And then I looked down and it's like only like the top layer was white, and you looked under, all the meat was fucking clear. Like,
so they gave you fucking
stuff.
lobster sashimi?
Basically, like seared lobster. That's all it was, just a little and that was it. It was bad, man. The food was pretty bad. The service, that was like the worst part, like the most surprising part. I mean, you've been to a Punta Cana resort. Miguel, have you been to a resort in Punta Cana? No? But you've been on a cruise.
Yes.
So you know what that shit's like. It's very similar to a cruise. You know how it's everything. Oh, yes, Mr. Diaz. What else would you like? You know, oh, you need me to grab you this? You need me to grab you that? They're very, attentive and and with a good attitude. And
Well, they're like having that many issues. At least fucking kill people with kindness. You know,
exactly.
shit's like fucking falling apart. Kill him with kindness.
No, bro,
you know?
there were fucking people who were not only like not kind, they were rude, like straight up fucking rude. Like, my sister asked like the towel lady when she was walking past her room for an extra towel, and she was like, no. For a fucking extra towel, like, oh, they count them. Bullshit, they fucking count them. You fucking hag. No, just give her the fucking towel.
She should have given two of the dirty ones. Give me 2 clean ones.
Or like
now.
one night I went up to a bar, like, you know how these places are. They're very lenient, and like if you hand the guy money, he does whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, your brother had that experience. He was looking for a microwave in the middle of the night to sanitize the baby stuff, and everyone kept telling him like, oh, there's a microwave here, there's a microwave here, and your brother's like, no, I need a fucking microwave in my room. And he found one of the fucking cleaning guys, gave him $10, and the cleaning guy went and found a brand new microwave in his boss's office. And took that shit out and hauled it all the way to your brother's room. Like, that's the fucking service that we're used to, right? It's like, you give him a fucking money, he does anything you ask, basically. Yeah. Bro, I went up to the bar with a $5 bill, which nobody fucking tips a full $5 bill over there.
No, it's $1 if you're lucky.
Exactly. I went up there and I said to the guy, to the bar, I said, you guys are about to close. It was midnight. I said, let me get a bottle of the cranberry juice you have. Because that's what I drink. I had a bottle of rum already at my room. I just needed a bottle of cranberry. And he is like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, give me the bottle of cranberry you've been serving to everyone right now. You're closing already. There's nobody here. Give me the bottle of cranberry. Oh, I can't. I'll get in trouble. This and that. I go, bro, give me the bottle. No, I can't. I can give it to you in cups. I can give you as many cups of cranberry juice as you want. I was like, okay, give me a few cups then. Bro, he pulled out the bottle of cranberry, and there was literally only like a water bottle's worth left in it. And I was like, bro, give me that. Just give me the fucking bottle. Don't give me cups. No, I can't. I get in trouble, this and that. Bro, that shit pissed me off. Because I was like, bro, why are you fucking...
You should have told him, give me a bottle of water. Take the bottle of water, empty that bitch right in front of him, and like, fill this up right now.
You know what he did? He told me that. He's like, I can give you a bottle of water, empty it out, and you can take the cups and
Maybe
fill
they
it.
fucking... I know why it's like that, because at the end of the day, they count the bottles to make sure people are not stealing shit.
No, he was being a dick. You know how I know? Because, listen to this. One day, then like 2 days later, we're in the pool and they have a swim up bar, right? Go up to the swim up bar. Hey, yo, let me get a doble reserva with cranberry, which was the rum I was drinking. Oh, we're out of cranberry. So what the fuck you mean we're out of cranberry? Bro, at any fucking resort you go to, when you go up to the bar and you say, I want this that is usually available, and they don't have it, they'll say, They'll say, we don't have that right now, but let me send someone. Déjame mandar a buscarlo, which means let me send someone
to find it, yeah.
Right? No, we don't have cranberry. I said, well, find cranberry. Oh, no, we just don't have here at the bar. I go, all right, motherfucker. I walked to another bar that was down to the pool, and I told the lady, I said, those motherfuckers over there don't have cranberry. Oh, okay, I have some here. Send it to them. I ain't sent shit. I took that bottle and I went fucking to my room. Full bottle, bro. Full bottle of cranberry. She was so nice too, bro. Like, I just gave her $2 to make me and Rodolfo's drinks. And she actually asked me, like, oh, you said they don't have anything at that? They don't have something that you want at that bar? I was like, yeah, they don't have cranberry juice. Like, okay, take this bottle and give it to them so they can have cranberry juice at that bar.
If they didn't trust people with the cranberry bottles before, they definitely don't trust people now.
So the lady gives it to me, and I instantly look at Rodolfo. I'm like, we ain't going to that bar. And he goes, fuck no. We like walk, because to get back to the room, we had to walk past that same bar. I'm like fucking hiding the bottle. But yeah, it's bullshit. Like, they could have gave it to me, bro.
You stole free cranberry juice.
Yeah, I stole. That's the worst part about it, right? It's fucking free anyway.
Yeah.
It's fucking free, bro. Like, you don't pay for anything at those bars. That's why it pissed me off. Like, when the dude wouldn't just give me the fucking bottle. And there was a lot of shit like that, bro. Like, people giving you a weird look. Like, you're just at fucking breakfast. You're at breakfast. And you ask the same guy that gets you your drinks, yo, can you get me some ketchup? And they give you a fucking, like, weird look about it. Like that wasn't their job to serve. It's like, bro, what the fuck is going on in this place? There were so many times where we went to restaurants and it pissed me off so much. Like, I'm not fucking tipping. And trust me, I fucking tipped a lot. Like, I did the math and I tipped a lot.
Because see, if they were fucking smart, you kind of scope out who's gonna tip you. You know what I mean? And all you have to do is come up to the fucking table when they ask you for something like extra. You do it, and they give you money. You know that table is gonna tip. You just fucking take care of him. You know what I mean? Because I'm usually like that. Like when I want something, I make it known to them that I'm gonna fucking tip you. Run around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just give him the money up front. I'm like, listen, here's it is. You go. This is yours. I'm gonna tip you as I go along as well. But next time I'm here, you want to see me? You see me coming? I want you to have my drink. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, usually that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
like,
because some people are like they have the fucking common sense to understand this shit and like do it. You know what I mean? But
that hotel, man, the service was just really, it was just not it. I mean, it was not it. Service, food, the rooms. I mean, and then also the excursions, bro. They got so much more expensive. Some people wanted to charge fucking $120 for the dumbest shit. Yeah, they were trying to charge us $160 for the catamaran.
per person?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
We paid like $60 last time. We ended up paying $60 this time to get even a private one and everything. It wasn't that big of a boat, but it was a decent sized boat. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $68.
$160? Fucking get out of here.
Yeah, they were trying
bro.
to charge us a crazy amount. I mean,
He's like food, drink. I'm like,
yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like the service over there. I mean, of course, you still got the dudes trying to hustle you on the fucking beach and all that shit.
he wanted to charge me $10 for one coconut. I laughed at that.
Oh yeah, bro. When we were on the boat, they had 2 coconuts. That's it. 2 fucking coconuts in the cooler. And the guy comes up to me and says, "Oh, if anybody wants coconut juice, we're selling them." We're selling them. Okay, how much? $10 a coconut. I said. Arthur looked at him and said, "What the fuck you mean $10 a coconut?"
It's $2 in Florida, bro. You charge me 10. I go back to Florida and drink.
Yeah, bro. It should be a
He's
fucking.
like, okay, you Cubans.
When-
I'll give you 5.
Yeah, for $5.
I'll give you $1.
Bro, I remember we
Did you
asked
get
my
it? Did you get
we
the
we
coconut for
no
$1?
fuck no. We asked my aunt. We asked my aunt while we were this motherfucker. We asked my aunt while we were there because she came to pick us up at the hotel to hang out and go get actual good food, which is nice because we actually got a good meal while we were there. Oh, like how much is like a coconut in the capital right now? Which is in the fucking capital. Ain't no fucking coconut
Did you go
trees.
to the capital?
No. But we asked her. She said 50 cents
Yeah. And that's in the most expensive place, probably.
in the capital, bro, where there ain't no fucking coconut trees.
Yeah.
It's all buildings there, bro. It's
Yeah.
50 cents. It's like asking for something that they grow in fucking Buffalo, New York, and the
Yeah,
price
the
in
fucking
New
coconut
York
trees
City.
grow right there, bro. Last time when we were there, kids wanted coconut. My little cousins wanted coconut, fresh coconut water. Bro, we gave $5 to each one of the guys that were fucking trimming the trees. These motherfuckers brought literally like bags and bags of coconuts and chopped them all up until we had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave some to take to the room with us.
Yeah, motherfuckers out there was taxing, bro. Taxing. I mean, it was crazy.
But see, here's the thing. This would not be happening if people were not paying for it. People are clearly paying for it. That's why they're able to do this shit. If people that are not giving them money like that, they wouldn't take it.
It's funny. We got on the catamaran, and you know they have a guy always on there that just takes pictures and to sell you at the end. And I got on the catamaran with my fucking camera, and he was using Miguel. He was actually using a 6400, so our main cam with the same Tamron that you have, the 17-70. And I was talking to him, and he's a cool guy. He took some pretty good pictures actually, but I was pissed because I was talking to him, and he tells me, he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I see you're shooting in RAW," and I gave him a weird look, like, "What else would you be shooting in, motherfucker?" And I was like, "You're shooting in JPEG?" And he's like, "Yeah, my iPad can't handle RAW photos." Bro, when I saw some of the noise on those photos, I was like, "Bro, what the fuck is going on here?" Like the blur where the bokeh is in the pictures, the noise would like mess with the color and like make people's faces look purple and shit like that. It was fucked. But it was a good price. I mean, he gave us 170 photos for $200. I was telling like some of the people on the boat were like, "Damn, that's kind of like that's a lot of money, $200 for just some photos." I go, "Motherfucker, you give me $200 for my job, we give you 30, 50 photos." Like
So you get
barely. Yeah, like that's not that expensive.
It's because he doesn't have. He's not thinking about all the fucking editing he has to do. He's just shooting. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then he just fucking unloads all that
Well,
shit.
he edits them. He edits and he has like he told me he's like I have a preset that I put on them and then I'll show them to the customers and if they end up wanting them, I'll go through and like refine them a little bit. You know, it's like a really super like saturated like social media style look that everyone likes. That just it's colorful, you know, right? But it's not really like something that's like, you know, like take a lot of time thing, you know.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. This is actually an interesting thing you said. It's super saturated social media thing that everyone likes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, well, it's not actually this and that, the third, right? But the question is, does it really fucking matter if it's not this and that, the third, if it's actually what people want?
Yes, sometimes.
It depends who you ask.
Exactly.
So we're talking about general populace now.
Ready? So, but that's the thing, though. You have to understand the market. You're gonna have people that are just wanting content to look pretty, right? Which is okay, whatever the fuck it looks like, as long as it looks pretty.
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
Then you're gonna have clients that are gonna want content to make that want the photos to look a certain way in a certain style, and then you'll have clients that'll want the product to look exactly like it looks like in real life.
No, well, there you go. So
that's where
I'm
you
trying
have like
to
the
say.
spectrum of different styles that you have to
But the
apply
majority
to
of
photos and
people-
videos.
I think there's other.
Majority of people are gonna use that shit for Instagram, right?
And I
But-
think there's another category that kind of falls in between that you just want to look pretty part, which is like, oh, I was here and I took the picture.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But majority of people are gonna want the shit for Instagram. So whatever his presets are, that makes a lot of sense. He just gives them what majority wants, and then from there, if somebody wants something else, then he can touch it up and give them exactly what they want.
It's just most people don't really understand.
That's where I'm going with
They don't
this.
understand the cameras, like
The cameras or
world.
the way it is, they honestly
See,
they
but
don't even
that's-
care
they're
to
so-
understand.
that's
They
a
just want the
different-
final product.
They're
He's-
so used to just looking at a picture on their phone. It's like, oh, it has colors. It looks good. You know.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's a different kind of clientele, though. Like,
But majority is
what
gonna be that.
not necessarily, because what we do is a lot of commercial work.
Well, no. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about general populace that's coming to the resort to go on those boat.
Oh yeah, those
excursions.
photos will look great for them. I mean,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that's what I'm saying.
I'll show them to you. I'll send them to you, Miguel, so you can see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, like, you know, I guess what I'm getting into is, like, if the general populace wants this, whether you like it, whether you agree with it, whether you don't agree with it, that's what they want. So you give them what they want.
There's no hate towards that. If it works and if it's a good sustainable business model, your clientele likes it, you feel like you like it.
Well, it
perfect.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
whether,
right. You don't need
There's
anything
Well, that
more than
doesn't-
that.
with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter whether you like
The
it or
Google
not,
Drive
as long
link
as
is in
they
Discord,
like it,
maybe,
right?
in the mod chat, or let's see, yeah, mod chat.
The bottom line is, it's not what you like; it's what they like, right? You can hate it. It doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, here are the photos. Miguel will see what I'm talking about, like super like saturated look in some of the photos.
Hmm.
I can tell you. You want me to tell you what the reason is why he has all those pink, purple things? It's because he used the same preset, but when he copied over the preset, he didn't change the white balance. The tint on it doesn't change.
Yeah,
You
you're
have
right.
you have to click
That-
it back so that it automatically.
Yeah, that's part of the copy paste. Yeah. I'll see if you can find the
Yeah,
photo
It looks nice and vibrant. It doesn't look super saturated.
where it
but it's
doesn't
just
blow out the skin tone. In some of them, it does. Like this one, she looks a little too
little bit
orange.
too orange.
Yeah.
A bit too pink in or not pink, but the blue. You know, obviously you can tell it's not a real blue, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
a cool
like-
aesthetic.
Yeah, right. Another thing that pissed me off is like he does rule of thirds a lot. Like look at all the dead space on the top of the heads. Like there. Like that should be a lot more of a compressed photo, like zoomed in more, getting closer and
It's more
filling
it's
the
more of a
frame.
portrait shot, yeah.
Even in portrait shot though, you don't want to leave that much dead space on the top.
Mm-hmm.
He was just trying to put like their eyes on the third line, and
Yeah.
that's what happens when you do that.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a lot of
almost-
these photos,
It's almost like I wish people were like their total.
there's all that
yeah.
dead space on the top.
He's putting a lot of dead space everywhere.
I want to see if you can get to the photo that I'm talking about, like the really bad noisy one. You'll get to it eventually. There, it's a picture of Suren with Normita in the background.
Yeah.
The photos look cool. Like I thought his style of
Yeah,
like, shooting was good.
that's
but
great for people putting that shit on social media to show that they've been there. You know.
This one, you see, go back. If you can zoom into the top left corner of Normita's face, like it's so like noisy. I mean, you might not see it here in Google. Yeah, you see her like sunglasses and her
Yeah, it's
shit.
like, even I can see it. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck I'm looking at. I can see it. It's all like pixelated.
And you can
shit.
see it even more when you're looking at it like on your phone or on actual like better monitor. These monitors are.
But for the most part, the image is very well focused.
Yeah.
Well, is that Sophia giving him his like the
I'm
thingy?
pretty sure. He uses autofocus for everything, not using manual, and he shoots
I
in.
mainly use autofocus.
And he
unless I'm
shoots
not getting
in
the shot I want.
and he shoots in aperture priority. When he told me that, I thought of you, Miggy.
Aperture priority is where it's at, man. If you need to get a quick shot, unless it's a fast-moving shot, in that case, you're kind of fucked.
Well, you can set the parameters. I'm sure he has the shutter speed like parameters set pretty high to freeze motion. I don't know. The photos look pretty good. I mean, besides the fact that it's shot in JPEG, but hey,
little hate.
yeah. I mean, come on. You're doing professional camera. He did tell me though. I did feel bad. I did figure out kind of the reason why he shoots in JPEG. His MacBook got stolen a month into moving into Punta Cana.
Oh,
All of his shit. His 6100, his MacBook, his girl's MacBook, his apartment got broken into, and they stole everything. He did tell me though that his apartment had like an insurance that reimbursed it all the money.
Well, now I know we talked about the vacation. Let's talk a little bit of what's going on in the world, geopolitics. Have you seen what the fuck's been going on?
Yeah, the world almost
Which part?
ends while he was gone.
Which part? I mean,
Well, I mean, Ukraine and Russia is kind of back to the same shit. Like they're kind of like back to doing
They
their own
need
thing.
They need to do some patches, some updates.
They
It's
they
getting
they,
boring.
they need to pull a Craig Jones because ain't nobody paying attention anymore. You know what I'm saying? But Iran and Israel, bro. Damn. So Iran and Israel basically fucking send rockets on Iran and hit a couple of things, and it's like, if you retaliate, we're gonna come back at you even harder. These motherfuckers like, hold my beer, send out fucking rockets over, and some of the rockets, because you know they have the Iron Dome,
Very
right?
important key point that you missed though.
Yeah.
With very, very, very much precision, just annihilated heads of like what's it called?
Well-
Projects that they had going on.
Wait. I haven't gotten there.
scientists.
I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten there. So there was a Israel attack on Iran. Iran retaliates. They're sending rockets that were Iron Dome was picking out. But then they came out with these new fucking rockets that Iron Dome couldn't do shit about it. It was actually landing into Tel Aviv, which is like, in Israel, big city.
ICBMs.
Yeah, ICBMs. You're just like, bam, bam. Where did you get the ICBMs from?
They had a project. They had an ICBM project.
Yeah. And then Israel was like, all right, hold my beer. So they fucking go back and start hitting all the fucking nuclear sites. They knew exactly what scientists are working on, what not. Hitting those, like fucking destroying these people, like key members of the military, destroying them. So it's been bad, man. Going back and forth and hitting each other.
They're enriching uranium to about 60-something% when they're only supposed to be under 3.5%.
Yeah. So they're basically saying that at this point they can. Well, Netanyahu, who's the prime minister of Israel, is saying that they can build 9 nuclear weapons at this point. But to me, man, this whole thing was like, this is still like, Iran can be doing this shit on its own. So Russia is definitely involved in this. I'm sure Putin and Clown Payaso, they had a conversation over the phone already, because we're supporting the Israel side, they're supporting the Iranian side. This has been going on for ages, and like that first attack with Israel had to be green lighted by United States. Otherwise, why would they just go in there, right, like that? So it's bad. So people are saying third world war is imminent, which I don't think it is really. It's just gonna be left at that.
I think Trump also had said something about the day after. I don't think some of them are going to be coming back to the negotiating table.
Yeah. And then I saw this reel today. Some guy was like, he goes, there are 2 countries. There's Iraq and Iran. We're different fucking people. We're different people. He goes, we have cities that are same, almost named exactly the same. Get it right. He goes, knowing this clown, he's going to come out and say, Iraq, people in Iraq are attacking Israel. We're gonna go retaliate. Next thing you know, they're fucking leveling Iraq instead of Iran. And then there's like a distinct accent to both countries speak when they speak English, right? With Iraqis, is more like, you know, with
That was so racist,
Yeah.
Jay. You can't do that.
well, it is what it
You
is.
can't be doing that.
It is what it is. With the Iranians, is more like it's more like looking like, oh, what's going on, Baba? Yes, attack Iraq. Yes, that's the right city. You know, go there. You know, the guy's making fucking fun of this shit. I was laughing my ass off because it's true, man. All that region is, but the funny part was there were videos of actual Iranians like screaming in Arabic, yes, like as they're seeing rockets, Israeli rockets hit Iranian targets, they're actually happy about this because they're tired of the fucking regime that they have there. And a Saudi prince, you know, that guy that's been very popular, is kind of taller. Can you pull up Saudi prince?
Yeah, the guy that made the deal.
Yeah, you'll know once you see the picture. You'll know what it is. And he himself pretty much said like that that currently the whoever's in charge of Iran is basically this guy. He compared him to
Mohammed bin Salman
Yeah.
Al Saud.
Al Saud. Yeah, he
I've seen
compared
him,
him. He compared him to the Mustache Man by saying that that's what he wants. He wants to like take over everything in this area, and he basically condemned him. You know, Saudis. And a lot of people are saying like that Iranians themselves are kind of fucking happy. Israel is like hitting all these points, and they're kind of want a change in Israel. You
I've
know,
been watching
in Iran.
I've been watching a lot of Asmongold, and I was telling Eddie that
You guy's a fucking clown.
Yeah, he sometimes makes some based fucking. Like,
Every once in a while, he'll say some shit that makes some sense.
Yeah.
But that's only like 8% of the time. The other,
Well, I
the
give
other
it-
92, bro, it's fucking
Right.
wild.
Well, he had this beef with Elon, right?
Asmon
No.
Gold, is that what you're talking about?
No. Well, Elon and Trump had a beef. That's
Oh,
why
yeah, we
Elon left, right?
We saw that.
And then Elon goes and tweets like, "Oh, by the way, a lot of things gonna come out." And by the way, did we talk about that Epstein Island? Basically saying that, and then he takes the tweet down,
yeah.
which came out late at night, and then he posts his own drug test results, like he's completely clean, everything is good. And I'm like, really, fucking Elon? That's like, what are you, fucking 2 years old? Like, what are you?
Yeah, they are. They
Like,
do act like
you're
children.
posting
They all
a drug test, like. You cannot find somebody in California that can fake this shit. ChatGPT will probably fake that shit for you if you want it. You know what I mean? They'll put it together for you. And then at the same time, okay, you're clean, whatever. But then you take the tweet down. You write this dumb tweet, then take it down. But I give it to him, man. Trump actually handled it well. When you listen to what he says about Elon, like, hey, Elon is a nice guy. Maybe he's on drugs, maybe he's not. I don't know. But we went our separate ways. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. He was very cordial. But Elon was more like in an interview, he's very cordial. He didn't like dog him like he usually dogs everybody. You know what I mean? Like he didn't do any of that.
One of the craziest thing that has happened within that sphere is when Cash Patel went onto the Joe Rogan podcast and Jamie pulled up the tweet that Elon had just made on the podcast saying, "Hey, you guys are gonna hate this, but Trump's in the Epstein files." That's basically what he said on Twitter, and Cash got questioned on that, and his eyes went crazy. And people started making these videos where they're comparing the old Cash Patel, where he was like, chase after these guys, give out the list. Why aren't they after the list?
Yeah.
And now he's like on the podcast talking about, we'll give you guys everything that we have, everything that we can.
I'm telling you, bro. Like a lot of
It's
people
just
don't
like
realize.
he's keeping shit away. The way he's framing shit's completely different than how he was.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you get into politics, like it's very easy for you to sit on a sideline and say do this, do that, but then when the minute you get into the politics and you start seeing what sides are going to be affected and why are they going to be affected and this and that and the third, now you become that. Because Kash Patel thought he's going to go in, he's going to be able to reveal everything, but at the end of the day, if you reveal everything, what if whatever you reveal crashes the entire country? Now you got fucking anarchy. Now you're literally responsible for anarchy, bringing down the entire country. Are you willing to take that chance?
Have you guys heard of that new? It's like a limited series on Netflix called 0 Day.
Yes.
With Robert De Niro.
Yes.
It reminded me of that, like the bringing out the truth, and it
Yeah.
like
Backfiring and
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I watched it.
That's how the show basically ends. I mean, him telling the truth. I mean, that show was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Him telling the truth, right? Because they're appeasing the viewer, because viewer wants to know the truth, right? But at the end of the day, if he's gonna bring down the country to his knees, are you fucking out of your mind? Like the entire financial markets of the world depend on United States. Like literally, the entire world depends on United States for us to police them. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring down United States to his knees. Like that's the like this. I think this is more popular with the younger generation. Like fuck that man, get rid of him, right? But you can't fucking do that. You simply cannot do that because then there is no more order. Who's gonna be in order? Like you know how long it took to get to this point. You know how many countries gonna be fucking fighting. That's literally bringing on World War III.
Yeah, but the on the other end of that, if you don't necessarily bring out the truth, you have like mass corruption continuing to run the country.
Well, you're gonna have corruption no matter what, whether you bring out the truth or not. You think the new government is not gonna be corrupt? They're gonna be just as fucking corrupt. Yeah,
Epstein Island.
yeah,
corrupt?
you're gonna have the Epsteins across the board. If it's not the Epsteins, it's the Didis. If it's not the Didis, it's somebody else. You know, you're gonna have these people no matter what because they have the string pulling. You know, and it's just gonna happen. It's like a girl will like break up with a boyfriend because he cheated, but then goes finds another boyfriend that's gonna do the same exact fucking thing and cheat on her. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
is there any update on Diddy? I mean, I saw that he's
In,
called for a mistrial now for like the third time.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I had read something different. I thought I had seen something that in about 2 to 3 weeks he was supposed to be getting something.
Well, the whole thing was with that girl testifying. Basically, that really didn't do much good because it just basically said that she was just as fucking involved.
So this is what I had read. Jurors at Sean Diddy Combs' trial see video of freak-off sexual encounters.
Hey yo.
Yeah, but so
Freak
what?
off.
And then I don't know if it was a verdict.
They're gonna call that a Diddy off now.
Yeah. Even if they saw the video, right? Like if
videos allegedly used to blackmail women came into focus on Tuesday for the Manhattan jury who will decide the fate of Sean Diddy Combs. Donning headphones and with their video monitors hidden from public view, the jury watched lengthy clips of the drug-fueled sex parties at the center of the prosecution's sex trafficking case against the one-time rap mogul and fashion tastemaker. During the 7-week-long trial, the jury has been shown screenshots and brief clips of recordings from the orgies where Combs would watch his girlfriends have sex with male prostitutes. But Tuesday marked the first extensive look at the key evidence in the case.
And then what? If they're all because that girl came out and she was literally when they questioned her, she's like, "Yeah, I wanted to do this." She participated in this shit.
I tend to hate jury trial, but this is one that I'd be interested in.
Yeah, because see, this is the thing. Like they're trying to.
And like jury duty, I mean. I would hate it, but this one I'm interested in.
I want to see that shit.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like they're showing them these videos, right, of these freakouts. The question remains whether these people were willing participants. If they're willing participants, that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna say? Yeah, they wanted to participate in these freakouts. Like, how are you gonna go and say, "Oh, because it doesn't look like what I do in a bedroom, that means this is something wrong." You know what I mean? Like, it just makes no fucking sense.
Well, I mean, if in the video there's something that shows otherwise.
Well, in a video, if it shows us something otherwise, the only thing they can go after is him beating the shit out of the girl and dragging her ass
around the hotel.
Yeah, around the hotel, like that.
We've all seen that.
Yeah. So like that, yeah, I get that. You know, you can go for battery on that one, but like
I still don't understand how I missed that video. You guys saw it, and I didn't see it till like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. But what I'm saying, you're always gonna have people like that. You're always gonna have them because every single nation has started with the good idea of zero corruption, this and that, the third, the fourth, and then it evolved to be what it is. It's like people coming up with a good idea and somebody takes it and runs away with it and then makes it something completely different, right? Like same story happened with Bitcoin, right? Like now there are people that are creating Bitcoins that are like different, not literally like there's several offshoots of a Bitcoin that people have done. And they're saying that this is just as good as a Bitcoin, right? Like, so bottom line is people are going to always change it. So you can't bring down the entire fucking country by revealing the truth. And then if you reveal the truth, what's going to fucking change? So let's say what changes?
You remember when we started the podcast, it was a big topic around was how they were going to like regulate crypto and how it was going to go more integrated. That seems to have like really plateaued.
It has, because I just listened to Vaynerchuk and he was talking about Like the only proof of anything we have nowadays in our society since the dawn of cameras has been video. But now that they're deep fake AI faking it, the only thing that's gonna come in that's gonna help that is the actual blockchain.
Have you
Blockchain
guys
is the future for like actual concrete videos. You know what I mean?
have you guys seen all the like Bigfoot and gorilla AI
Yeah,
videos?
they're
Those
being
shits are fucking hilarious.
And they're going viral.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
and that's how good the AI is at this point. And when did they? Do you remember when did they reveal that they can kind of do photos? Not even 6 months to 8 months ago, they can do photos. Now they're putting full
Well, I
blown
mean,
videos together.
doctored no, for real, doctored photos and like doctored photos and videos have been a thing for a long time. They just weren't as prominent because not everyone knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. You had to have the skills to go into something like Photoshop or After Effects and Premiere.
No, when I say
and be able to like really like make something. Versus now, you just take a video, add a prompt to it with an AI, and it'll do whatever the fuck you
No,
want.
when I'm saying doing photos, meaning like AI doing photos for you. They just came out with that Dali part of the ChatGPT 6 months to a year ago, and now they're doing full blown videos. Look at this shit.
Have you guys seen this AI commercial?
No.
You guys want to put on your headphones?
But we can't blast this on a stream, can we?
It's all over the place.
Oh, is it?
Win, baby! We're in Florida asking people what they put their money on! I'm all in on OKC!
Indiana got that dog in them.
Will egg prices go up this month?
I think we'll hit $20.
How many hurricanes do you think we'll have this year?
Kalshi! Kalshi lets you legally trade on anything, anywhere in the U.S. OKC!
Indy! OKC!
Yeah. So
I wonder when's the first time we're gonna use that shit at work. I wonder.
I hope we don't have to. I don't like AI, dude.
bro, it's super, bro. I've gone down the rabbit hole with AI.
Hold on. I don't like bad AI. I like good AI. If the AI is fucking prime and it does everything I want it to do, perfect. But if it's just some shit,
We were just talking to Eddie how to get it to do what you need it to do, and I'll tell you, I set a time with Matt. Matt's coming next week on Thursday. He's gonna be talking he's gonna like literally go into the whole thing, because I had like a 15-minute conversation with him on a phone, and my AI prompting went from fucking 1-year-old to a 10-year-old like in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Like-
I want to figure out how to get that shit to work a little bit better. Like Miguel, I don't know if we ever tried using AI for for example, when I saw ChatGPT got a lot better. Like a couple months ago, they implemented a lot better image generation, right? Mm-hmm. So I went in and I tried getting it to do like a cutout of a photo, right? And it'll do it really good, but it doesn't use the photo that you gave it as a 1-to-1 reference, right? It'll take the photo and analyze it and try and remake it how it thinks it looks, right? So it won't be a 1-to-1, right? Like if you take a picture of this can, right, it'll have certain things that are different, the dimensions, the spacing, all those things will start to change, or even like the texture of certain things. But Jay has got it to like do 1-to-1 reference of certain photos and make like graphics and cutouts.
Yeah, I
and
give
all
it
that
a
stuff.
stock photo of like white background, just exactly what I need, and it'll take exactly what I need with all the font, exact colors, and plaster it onto a background that I want. Yeah, so it's all about prompting.
that's not something I would use. It's not too hard to do. Just Canva, background delete, put whatever text I want.
Yeah, but
Well-
see, this one also generates shit because you tell it to generate stuff specifically geared towards whatever. Like, for example, let's say you want to get something generated that's going to meet the current wants and needs of people, like with colors, with the, with them looking at it and liking it, with the font and what you want it to write on it and all those things, and it's going to do it without you sitting there and thinking about it. Once you hammer out the prompt, you give it the prompt and it's done within a fucking minute. Not even. Where you need to sit there and then fuck with Canva for probably 30 minutes to an hour to get it to where it needs to be, it does it in 1 hour, in 1 minute. That's the that's the
it's pretty
efficiency
good.
of it.
I saw the stuff he made. It is actually.
And I don't
pretty
know
good.
shit about making photos. You know what I mean? And I just prompted it to do it, and it did it. But it took a little bit for me to get there. But Matt will talk more about this. Actually, I'm planning on another couple of guests that want to come in as well. Two guys, two fighters. Well, one of them was already here, but then we're bringing another one, a Bellator fighter, and he's a 7-0 Bellator fighter. He's has retired since, but you know, they're both going to be on a pod again. I haven't hammered out the date on this, but if it's not this coming Tuesday, maybe week after, bring them in. But yeah, so AI is the future, bro. Like, you really need to get into it. Because literally it's the future.
It's helped me a lot with work. I mean, like even since I've started, we've implemented like more and more stuff.
Do you do captions when you post shit?
I personally have started to.
Okay, so that again, captions is another one of those things. I don't need to think about it. I just give it a prompt. It gives me exactly the caption I need.
Yeah, I've always used captions since I started for For
AI. I'll show you
now,
how
I
to
will
do it.
say,
Super easy.
the only thing is wrong I've noticed with captions, and you'll notice this, Jay, maybe with more time, is that it's very repetitive in the style in which it does captions.
So this is where your prompt comes in. Your prompt comes in a sense where you're prompted to actually do actual research, find out what's trending right now, and give you a caption with that. So it's always evolving.
See, but that's not something that we are allowed to necessarily do, is like make the caption different every time to what we think sounds best, right? Okay. Every business has like a certain guidelines within which you have to do the captions.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
So that's the thing, though. Once you start giving so many guidelines, the caption it spits out, even though you tell it to give you information, make it in a different style, make it fresh and new, it still does like a very repetitive style of caption.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you how.
I'm gonna ask Matt how to fucking fix that.
I'll tell you how to do it, and then ask Matt how to fix it. I'll tell you how I did it. Maybe that'll help. You know what I mean? But what they're saying that the 4.5, if you get access to 4.5 GPT, is like light years ahead of 4.1.
That's just $200 a month.
$200 a month, yeah.
That.
And then 4.1 is $20 a month.
Yeah,
like 4.0 between 4.0 and 4.1 is like a night and day difference.
I thought 4.0 was the one you paid $20 a month for.
No, 4.1 you pay $20 a month for.
Okay, well I have
and then they
one.
give you like mine will reset for 4.5 on July 26th again, that I can ask it questions again. So they give you every 2 weeks. They give you
it's the same thing with
questions.
like the free version. When you have the free, it gives you like certain amount of 4.0 questions that you can ask.
But yeah, so
yeah, we'll wrap it up for today. Alrighty. Yeah.
So that's that. Oh, and then I think there was something else that was going on in the world that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we can leave it for next time. There's definitely a lot to talk about. I mean, like the protests happened, all that stuff.
Yeah, protests was another thing. They traced that shit back to what's the last name of the family that owns Walmart? Walter family, something like that. And one of the sisters that's not involved in anything with Walmart, she's directly has given money to the protests. And
I mean, a lot
like
of people gave money to those protests. That shit was all around the country.
Yeah, and the thing was that to me is kind of weird, because it just seems like every time the liberals are protesting, they're always breaking shit and fucking stealing stuff, and like
that's just California.
Yeah, maybe that's just California.
And that was more just the immigrant stuff, not the No Kings protest.
Well, the No Kings has to do with immigrants. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, but you're talking about like the big ICE raid where all the people were throwing bricks at the police cars and burning shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't the No Kings protest. That was
not, but that's where the No Kings evolved from that. That became the No Kings.
No, it's about
It was an evolution of the ICE protests.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It did stand for something else. It was more of that liberal idea.
It wasn't.
It was more liberal idea in support of the ICE protest.
Yeah, because the whole thing with the ICE protest was like, oh, we're kicking people out without due process, right? Which means like these people don't go in front of a judge and they're just basically deporting them. The problem with that is I didn't see any protests when Obama deported 5 million people over during the time, and the United States doesn't have the capacity to give due process to 5 million people, but nobody was fucking protesting for that. But somehow they're protesting for Trump, right? And it was a one-to-one type of situation, right? Because they were just deporting people that were Arabs and things like that. Now they're just deporting people that are coming from South America or any kind of immigrant, really, at the end of the day.
I remember growing up with this girl.
They're walking around with the Family Guy shaders.
The Family Guy, what?
So there's an episode on Family Guy where they're about to cross some bridge or some shit, and there's a checkpoint, and the guy pulls out a bunch
the
of
shader.
and he's like, nope, you're good.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. I remember growing up with this girl when Obama was in office, that she her family. I mean, clearly it wasn't her because she was too young to actually know anything. But I remember her talking about, like, basically believing that her family believed that Obama wasn't like a U.S. citizen. He wasn't born here. Like, that was a conspiracy theory.
That
like,
was a conspiracy theory.
That his certificate was fake. That he was a Muslim. All this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is with that one, like, even though people were talking about it, they were just talking about it. Nobody was protesting that. But, like, can you imagine right now they figured out that Trump, let's say, is a German citizen? You know what I'm talking about? Like, the protests you would get, because at the end of the day, it's very, very fucking funny to me how, like, the liberal side just fucking goes nuts over shit. And then the conservative side, they'll also go nuts with the shit, but they're not, like, out there like the liberals are. Like, I don't know what the liberals are trying to prove, and it's usually
I don't know if you can necessarily dog that. I feel like that's one of the reasons they get way more shit like done than the like. That's one of the biggest knocks on the conservative Republican side, is that they don't use every avenue that they have available.
Yeah, because they're like, why do this? Like, it makes no fucking sense.
Well, if they're trying to push for something that they believe makes sense, they would.
Well, yeah, no, I understand, but they're more trying to do it in a normal, civilized manner, where these motherfuckers are just, like, going out there and fucking rioting and shit.
I don't know, I think you could say that on both sides. Like, the whole civilized manner and the other side going wild. I mean, who stormed the Capitol?
Well, that was just storming one Capitol, right? Like, it just the Capitol.
Just storming one Capitol. Like, you say that so nonchalantly.
No,
it's about to get spicy in the last 20 seconds. Of
no. They did storm the Capitol, but the idea that he deployed the National Guard and the military to California in these areas is because these people were not only trying to storm the regular, they were trying to storm police, police departments, government, every single one of them. Like, they were trying to clearly storm every single one of the government offices. I mean, and they prevented it from happening.
The Republicans just had a more refined target. I mean, they all went to one place, the Capitol.
They have their strategies to get to the Republicans.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
They do a lot through the book. They do, like...
Yes.
They hide their feelings a lot more. And they just
correct. That's what I was going to, yeah.
Process. Mm-hmm. It does take longer, blah, blah, blah. It is the way it's supposed to be done. Democrats, a lot of the time, they don't agree with shit,
and they just go ballistic. Burn the city down. Yeah, exactly. Which is fucking dumb to me. You know what I mean? You want to get something done, you vote.
Which again does bring bring eyes to your movement.
I'm a big believer.
It could be a double-edged sword, which it just some people like you, some people don't.
I'm a big believer in the people that go out there to do all this anarchy and burn shit and steal shit. Have nothing to do with the actual movement.
I agree with that too. They're just opportunistic.
Yeah, they're opportunistic.
And because they're like, okay, well, it's a complete chaos. I'm just going to use this.
I'm going to go take advantage.
That's why this shit didn't happen during the Capitol storms, because it was just there. So what are you going to fucking storm? What the fucking Smithsonian?
Yeah.
Still fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I agree
bones,
the opportunistic
you know what I'm talking
thing.
About?
Yeah, like...
It's just an opportunistic shit.
That's why when you say, like, well, the liberals do it this way, like, I don't necessarily agree with that statement, because I believe that most of the people that are fucking doing this shit and causing destruction aren't there for any political reason whatsoever.
Well, no, the ones that were throwing the rocks at the cars and burning Waymo cars.
Well, yeah,
like,
that's very clear.
And the reason we didn't have those things in Florida, because the DeSantis came out and a couple of the sheriffs came out and, like, literally straight up said, we're gonna fucking shoot you. Literally straight up said, we'll shoot you if you do it.
Didn't DeSantis say you can run him over?
Yeah, DeSantis said you can run him over, straight up.
Judd Grady was like, we're not playing.
Yeah. DeSantis came out and said you would run him over. That's why people didn't go ballistic, because they knew, all right, fuck, cops are not fucking around. But in California, they know that Gavin Newsom ain't gonna do shit. He chases his political career, right? So he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, like, straight up. Fuck it.
We will kill you.
Yeah, he just came out. Yeah, this guy came out, and I think it was like Broward. This is Broward, right? Yeah, he's the Broward guy.
Throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains.
That shit was fucking baller when he said that. I saw that.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like, people knew, like, all right, we can't fuck around. That's why they didn't do any of this shit, right? And majority of the sheriffs in a lot of towns came out and said this kind of stuff. So that's why it didn't escalate past the California.
You know, I've seen videos of people that I know have gone through that, like here in Florida, like when they're doing protests and like people are all on the street and, you know, they're having to slow down and they're blocking cars and all this shit. And I've always been so happy I've never had to deal with that. Like, I've never run into that situation where someone's fucking standing in front of my car.
That was actually happening on Saturday when you arrived, guys.
Yeah, I know it was
and
happening.
I was looking at exactly where the protests are happening.
It was,
so
like
I can avoid
it was like in Tyrone area.
Yeah,
right?
Tyrone area, and
downtown,
then it was downtown Tyrone area, and Tampa downtown.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like constantly looking at it to make sure that they're not blocking the highway. So if they're blocking the highway, they're all gonna block just one highway. They ain't gonna block all three. So I can just go around. You know what I mean? If I needed to go south and then come back around, I would just do that.
Oh, man.
Another reason why they're not fucking around in Florida is because now we're an open carry state, basically. So
Yes.
It's like,
Open carry?
not open, but come on, bro. Everybody's packing heat.
Yeah, but it's concealed carry though. I mean, the only way you can open carry is hunting, fishing.
At this point, they might as well just do an open carry in
as well
Florida.
do
You know,
open
just
carry,
do
bro.
open carry,
Everybody's
bro.
packing.
Like, go Texas route, Tennessee route. Who cares? You know what I mean?
But
I don't know. I mean,
they're not
too many
they're not
tourists
fucking
here.
around, bro. They
Too
don't
many
take
tourists.
I don't know, man. To be honest, like when I went to North Carolina recently, and that's an open carry state. Like I didn't see
That many?
anyone. Not that many. I didn't see a single person with a fucking gun like outside waistband carrying kind
Well,
of
we
thing.
saw that in Tennessee. I remember when
We did see it in Tennessee. I remember
and
walking
Texas,
into
I've seen
gas
that in Texas.
stations and seeing
Yeah,
fucking
they're not
grandpa,
occupied.
80 years old, with a revolver on his
Yeah,
hip.
and if you so that only works in like the smaller towns, like bigger towns, like for example Dallas, Houston. I never seen anybody open carry.
Yeah, but
but
you're
on
in
the
the small
outskirts,
towns?
yeah, small towns people carry. You
All
know,
day,
yeah, it's just it has to do with more where you are, and you know. But anyway, all right, guys, I think
Yeah, we'll call it there. Thank you guys for joining us. Shout out to our sponsors, UFC Gym Largo and Vitality Wellness Centers, and of course Pinellas Park UFC Gym. Coming soon, very soon.
yeah, guys, give us the like
ready
and
very
stuff
soon.
like that. It does help.
This Thursday we'll be back, and next week, you know, business as usual, guys. We had definitely some stuff going on
August.
in the past. Yeah, till August. The boys,
End of August.
The boys are going to Europe, so yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.